Jujutsu Kaisen.
And I got that this week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. By Gigi Akutame, one of my favorite manga creator names, because it's very easy to remember and say. This is chapter 206, title Stars and Oil, part 2. Last week, we had a showdown between Yuki. A showdown! Between Yuki and Kenjaku, which was basically two tough people talking a lot of shit to each other and getting it popping. You know the shit we love here at New Jump City, right?
Oh,
so, yeah. They, Maki, I'm sorry. Yuki revealed her curse technique. Are you saying something?
I said, come on, bro.
All right. Yuki revealed her curse technique, Star Rays, that allows her to add mass to her hits, I guess.
Yeah, to herself.
With no drawback. With no foreseeable drawbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And she also has a cursed spirit that can turn into a little ball and assist her, and I guess really take a hit too.
Yeah,
because it gets hit with all that mass. Yeah. So, towards the end of that chapter, Yuki revealed that her and Tengen had a plan to force Kenjaku to activate his domain first, and how they plan to counter it. And they explained that in this chapter. So, like I said, we cut to the past before they got in, before Kenjaku and Yuki and Choso was fighting, and Tengen's explaining to Yuki that when he's all right, even though Kenjaku's an incredibly powerful sorcerer, nobody's a big boy like Tengen when it comes to barrier techniques. So he's like, don't worry, I can handle it. Just make sure he uses his domain expansion. I'll tear it apart, and then you can, just beat him up, I guess, or whatever. And Yuki's like, I don't know, you sure? Like, he's really strong. Like, you're that confident? He's like, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Like, come on, I'll counteract its vector parameter. I'm writing that one down. Vector. He said, I'm going to counteract
its vector parameter. It's light work. It's light work.
You want to contract vector parameters?
No, it's counteract. Counteract vector parameters.
He's going to adjust, Kenjaku's going to adjust his barrier to counteract Kenjaku's barrier via its vector parameters.
Yeah.
You seen all the hand motion?
That's what makes it. That's what makes it clear and concise.
It's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him moving around the vector parameters.
Yeah, exactly. That's the limit of the vector parameter. What the fuck is that? I feel like it's maybe the crucial points.
Okay, what I think it is that literally it's kind of like the diameter, the vicinity of the domain. So there's the empty barrier that they exist in, and then there's the actual the domain coming out of Kenjaku. You know that space they make?
Right. Yeah.
That's that's the vector parameters.
I don't know. I think the vector parameters.
No. Do you not understand? I'm moving my hands. These are my vector parameters.
But is it Kenjaku's?
It would be his, but his vector parameters expand way outward.
As far as, for argument's sake, arm's reach.
Yes.
The hands is the vector parameters, and Tengen says, I'm gonna fuck with them.
Yes.
And break it apart.
Yeah.
Guys, you gotta watch the YouTube. I don't know what else to tell you.
If you want to watch us do this.
Yeah. For those listening, though, I fucks with y'all.
Yeah.
Regardless. But anyway, yeah. Enough of that. So that's the point. Well, Yuki brings up a pretty interesting point that, like, instead of, like, wait, hold on, I'm sorry, I have to actually go over this. So, all right, so she's saying instead of waiting for him to open up his domain, why don't I open up my domain first, which will force him to open up his domain, and then we could, weaken it sooner. And he's like, nah, because then the domain's outer layer would be your domain, and I would destroy your vector parameters.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah. Because his vector parameters would be inside your vector parameters.
Right. And that's not what we want.
Yeah, no.
It's not the aim here to get the vectors.
Because if I destroy your vector parameters first, he has time to stop expanding his vector parameters.
You just gotta be aware of how many times people have said vector parameters.
If there is, we broke it.
Or one speech ever. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, she's saying, all right, whatever, you get the point. She can't open up her barrier because it's gonna fuck with Tengen's super cool technique. And he's like, you get Kenjaku to open his domain, then I dispel it, and then after that, beat his ass. But we don't have to guess that this plan was not really well thought out, because GG himself says that they miscalculated.
Oh, big panel. Big all-black panel is like, they miscalculated. It's like that It's Always Sunny thing, where they do the... I don't know if you know it.
I don't. I'm sorry.
Brian, do you know what I'm talking about? The It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia theme song?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they...
If you guys watch that show, leave a comment and tell me that I'm whack for not watching it.
Yeah.
And please leave a like.
It's really like their theme song. Before they go into the show, there's like a cold open, and then they do they say they're going to do something, and then the title card will just say how it went wrong or what they did. And they play this like peaceful music over it. And that's what happened here. That's what I imagine.
Right. Kind of like, and this is where they fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
this is where they fucked up. Anyway, you go on.
No, it's actually really interesting how it fucks up. So, okay, the plan goes into motion. He activates his womb perfusion of nastiness, and it starts to get gross out there. Expands his domain. Yuki tries her best to set up her, not just a regular simple domain, but a new shadow style simple domain. That girl with the sword is trained by her?
No, but I think she could use their technique.
Huh?
I think she could use their technique. Because there's a couple people who use this.
There's the guy, the male adult.
Yeah, there's the guy with the trench coat that also has a samurai sword.
Maybe he taught her that, and she just became way better.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah, students surpass their teachers all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
But her simple domain, which was essentially a defensive maneuver, is getting stripped away rapidly. So Yuki has to pull up, and then Tengen starts breaking down the womb perfusion, and Kenjaku sees through it immediately. He says that it's an old maneuver from a shut-in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tengen is basically trying to slowly. I like how he's like moving his finger.
The Doctor Strange thing. He's like,
yeah. He's like, come on. He's trying to like unwind it and undo it.
Oh, dude, you ever running out of time and you're watching the loading bar?
Yeah.
It's like, come on now.
Like, come on now.
It's like when you had a PS2 and you were about to leave for something with your mom or something. And you're just like, wait.
Oh yeah, I haven't played Ratchet and Clank. That loading time to take forever sometimes.
Yeah. And that's what Kenjaku's experiencing.
Show your spaceship flying.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, man, Kenjaku's like, I know exactly what you're doing. Listen real quick. I've been through some shit, Tengen. All right? This whole time you've been in your little fucking domain chamber doing the same shit, breathing the same air, eating, having the same sustenance. Well, I've been out living in this wicked fucking cursed world. 1,000 years of conflicts and alliances, a cursed world. Oh man! So Yuki's simple domain gets eradicated, and she gets fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
Right as that happens, Tengen dispels his what's it called? The empty barrier, which also dispels his domain as like a last measure. But it's too late because Yuki is essentially dead on the ground. So Kenjaku's basically talking more shit, like talking about how like, had you actually like, taken risk in life and gone and been out there and lived, you wouldn't have made such like a shallow like strategy, came to those conclusions.
Mhm.
And then he starts to kind of criticize Yuki, like, like you shouldn't have relied on him. You know what I mean? You should have just went at me full force. Hey, Nemesis, your little Pokemon over there is still up and running.
Hey, Rayquaza hasn't fainted.
Huh.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Hmm.
And then we see Yuki's zombie corpse rise. Bro, she's dead. Look at her.
Yeah.
Her arm is pasta fusilli, and you should look it up. Fusilli pasta. It's actually very good too.
Hmm.
It's like a long
It's a swirly one, right?
Yeah, but the long one.
Yeah, the long swirly pasta.
Yeah, it's very good. Anyway, so she rises, and then he has to look back at the Pokemon because it starts to dash at him. And I guess it's really dangerous that he couldn't just block it, like like with his like a gangster block.
Mm-hmm.
You know how like when people are clearly stronger than you,
Mm-hmm.
they could just, it's inconsistent, but I get it, right? He didn't. He dies because it's a big deal. And he's like, damn, she's still conscious. Like, what the fuck? Like, all right, like. This guy's fighting me, probably trying to give her time to heal. Like, all right, I'm about to like let me pull up on her. And then before he gets to finish his thought, again, the corpse of Yuki rises to still fight against Kenjaku. She's like swinging on him with no. Like I said, her arm's a noodle.
Yeah, she's on Miracle time.
Pool noodle.
This is Miracle.
She is on Miracle time. Yeah, she's like kicking her all raggedy. Dare I say he was influenced by Miracle?
Maybe.
I hope not. I'm a hater. Kenjaku's like, why won't you heal yourself? And she's like, because I'm about that life. I don't care. Let's just fight. So boom, they're getting it in. The Shikigami hits him in the back. She then wraps around his head and he fucking kicks his head off like that hard. And she's giving it up.
Yeah.
And then it's like still squeezing him, and she starts throwing up blood, and he's like, all right, now you're like dying. Like before you was dead, now I can see like you just can't do it anymore. And he's like, all right, you thought you surprised me, but I'm that nigga. I've been him. I'll always be him for another 1,000 years. Yuki's like, it was never about me. Don't forget about my boyfriend. And Chosi pulls up with a blood bomb. Blood something. It was a cool technique.
Yeah, it was his cool blood technique.
There was a name to it.
Piercing blood something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's gonna wreck Kenjaku's world, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I'm also, that was the end of the chapter, but I'm also gonna predict that Kenjaku will die.
Yes.
Maybe
obviously.
not die like Yuki, but he's gonna die one way or another.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we could get into
He'll lose one of his villain lives.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your thoughts, Brian?
Go for it, Brian.
Honestly, at the end of this chapter, I was so hype. I was so fucking hype when I saw my boy Choso pull up from behind. That shit was so fucking sick. When she went, oh god, this was my RGC. Wait, no, never mind. This isn't my RGC.
Whoa, damn. You retracted your RGC?
Yeah, I forgot about another series, but yeah.
I wonder.
I really
Is not the RGC for you?
No. It was close though. It was really close. Really fucking close. Actually, Hold on.
You gotta make a fucking
Brian's
call here.
playing games.
Yeah, you gotta make a fucking call here, Brian.
Hold
Why don't
on.
you give the rest of your thoughts
Give your thoughts.
and then come to
Give
a
your
decision?
thoughts, and then let your feelings guide you.
Okay. So honestly, all right. So this chapter was pretty decent for me. Like I enjoyed it for most of the chapter, right? But then when it got to the end, that was when I was like, oh my goodness, what a fucking cool ass fucking moment. the callback with the I like the rough type line, the fucking Choso pulling up, doing his shit, and just how fucking determined and gritty this fucking what's her name? Yuki?
Yeah.
Just how gritty and determined she is. Like she's fucking fighting with a broken arm, a bloody face. That shit is so sick. Like Jujutsu Kaisen is so special for these moments because we don't even spend that much time with her and she's already a fucking badass in comparison to most characters. Like most manga can't pull something like this off, having such a unique and awesome character just pull up and do her thing and be so interesting.
I mean, guys, my bad. I'm sorry to butt in, Brian, but
Mhm.
page 16 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
That's a fucking sick ass fucking page.
That's a poster right there.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
the
poster.
reason
That
why
literally
it's
is
not
a
even
poster.
it's not even her being like pointlessly reckless. It's literally just to make sure that Kenjaku doesn't get back into tip top shape, you know? Because if she takes time to recover, he also is taking time to recover, and then they're back in square one. So she just has to keep the assault going, and she's doing it. She's fighting arguably probably the strongest character at the moment with a broken arm, with two broken arms, and a bloody face.
Yeah.
Name a like other than Yuji, name a character who's gonna do some shit like this.
Mirko. Mario
No,
Leona.
I'm talking about in the Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, yeah, no, Itadori. Toto. Toto would.
Toto maybe.
Toto did.
But I don't know.
He lost his
I don't
arm.
know. He lost his arm, but he didn't break both his fucking arms.
That's true. He broke
I think she
one of
has
his arms.
one good arm.
Yeah, he has one good arm. She has one good arm.
No, she does. Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, and I think what really brought this chapter around for me was the I like the rough type and Choso showing up.
It's a cold
That
line.
was actually one of the coolest lines I've seen. And seeing this animated will be so fucking awesome. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What is it? Chris, you do your shit first. You do your shit first. Then I'll decide later.
I'll make it easy. This is my really good chapter of the week. Josh, what are you thinking? Is it yours?
Yes.
You guys just get your thoughts.
All right. Well, look, this is my really good chapter of the week. It was just so fun. Jujutsu Kaisen has like probably the best fight scenes out of any manga in Jump, really, or at least the ones I'm more excited for. Like whenever people square up in Jujutsu Kaisen, I get pretty excited. This is, among other things, this is one of the like selling points of the series is that it's a very fun one to watch. It has like kind of the perfect balance of just gritty and just like fucking brutal and just like hand-to-hand combat and cool stuff, but also the cerebral element to it. It strikes that balance really, really well. And I'm excited for it whenever it happens. And this is no exception. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't think Kenjaku's dying here. It would be a genuine shock.
Whoa.
Hey, I guess I'm breaking the news. I don't think Kenjaku, the antagonist for the whole series, is gonna die. Is gonna drop dead here. But yeah, I'm wondering how this fails. If they die, I don't think she'd. It'd be weird if they took out Yuki right now. You know, it'd be cool to see her fight at her full capacity, see her use her domain and all that stuff. But yeah, to Brian's point, it is really cool to see Yuki giving it up. It's very smart, you know, because Kenjaku can't use his curse techniques anymore because of the domain stuff. So she's got to keep the pressure on. Otherwise, he'll be able to use him again. So unfortunately, that means she can't heal herself with reverse curse technique. So, it is like it is very Mirako-esque. I think she would do the same thing, but it is pretty cool. Yeah, there's not much to say. I also love the ending there. It was a shock to me too. I thought Choso was out. I thought Choso was
Yeah.
done. So it was cool to see him come back and do a little something. Good for him.
He regained health on the sideline.
Yeah, for real. I wonder if he was just
I
like,
don't know if y'all remember. It's another video game reference, but like in Marvel vs. Capcom,
Mhm.
if it like your character has like that red bar,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then their health, and if they retreat, they gain like health a little bit in the background,
Yeah.
like only for what's like within the red.
Right.
So yeah, he wasn't all the way out.
Yeah. No. In any case, I really love this chapter. I love reading it. I don't got much else to say. It was great. Josh, what did you think?
Man, obviously, like I said, it was my RGC.
Ooh. We're waiting on one. We can't really
I know
play
before
the
we
drop.
hit the drop. But yeah, it's a very dynamic fight. I mean, as Yuki says, in manga, I also like the rough types. I like the brawlers, yo. They get it busy, but that's what's so unique about Jujutsu Kaisen, because everybody's a thinker. And not because, we're all smart. It's because that's how it is when you have to fight all the time. And you're in life or death situations. There's a lot of depth and thought and creativity involved that in order to save your own ass, I would imagine. So yeah, it's very realistic. Like it's not too much. Other series could get a little too intense and kind of like pull me out of like the situation because it's a little too much. Jujutsu Kaisen could be like that a little bit sometimes too, I guess. But yeah,
yeah, I thought Jujutsu Kaisen was like that, but then I read Hunter x Hunter, and then I was like, oh,
yeah, yeah. There's a few, other series have done it like here and there too. But anyway, the fact that he went through the time to give us that flashback about what their plan was, and then breaks it down so like there isn't like this grand strategy to why the plan didn't work out. It was just a matter of like, look, like I know, like I'm just stronger than that. I'm better than that. But the reason is that because I have so much more experience. I've had other people try to do this shit to me before, stronger than you, more clever than you, under more pressure, in various different situations. So it was just a smooth way to try, like to try to change in the pace of the fight. Like they left us on a cool cliffhanger, and then he just shut all that shit down.
Fuck it, RGC.
And now,
fuck it. Fuck it.
Oh, was I convincing?
Yeah.
It just makes too much sense.
Was that me?
I didn't feel this way about the other manga. I just
Did I help?
Yeah, you guys did help because you guys all also feeling the same way I felt. Dude, nothing can explain like the feeling I audibly went, oh shit. I don't do that often when reading a manga.
Right.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well,
there was a few moments this week, especially in the next series we're gonna cover, where I audibly was like, oh, like you say something, it's a big deal. And yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen does that frequently. And,
yeah.
A lot of that happened in the fight. There's something about Yuki having this tag team creature. I guess it's because I love Pokemon. You know what I mean? And I like, even in like other stuff I've read or games I played, like Kingdom Hearts, for example. I love having the assist characters. There's something so fucking cool about that. Like teaming up and ganging up on people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is just an incredibly fun chapter. I love the facial expressions when he's like, why won't you heal yourself? Because he's like, oh my
Oh,
God,
boy.
that's the fourth
Oh boy.
time. I keep hitting the table.
Come
That's
on,
what
man.
it is. Sorry for everybody listening. Nah, it's the way he thinking that like he feels that way because he knows that that would have been the smarter decision, and she's just being reckless, which is it's a bit of that's why I said like you were trying to surprise me. Like he did get caught off guard, and it could have worked if she was able to deal some type of fatal blow to him. You know what I mean? If that was really the plan of what she was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like she ran out of steam, and he was like, "Yeah, all right. Your barrage wasn't enough after I hit you with the full force of my gravity." Great chapter. I loved it.
Yeah, this is our unified really good chapter of the week.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC. Unified RGC.
Yeah.
I love hearing the One Piece music.
Yeah. Honestly, it's my favorite part of doing the unified. I'm always hoping we get a unified really good chapter because I am fond of this drop. But yeah, that was Jujutsu Kaisen. If you're not reading Jujutsu Kaisen, we'll say it every week. You're missing out.